Now I wanted to move on, as all of you probably have been following, or many of you. Some of you sane among us maybe just don't follow the election, and that's fine, and that's a good idea. I, unfortunately, have been doom watching for the past, 72 hours. Is it? Yeah, 72, or is it longer?
I wanted to just turn it off and just tell me when there's a result.
Well, there's a result this morning, and it's pretty much GG Donald Trump.
GG no re.
GG.
It's a fucking GG, but anyway.
Okay.
Actually, I'm happy to say, people were saying that there was going to be riots and this, and people were going to be outside the election with guns and all this, and so far it's not been that. I mean, it all went pretty smooth, I think, which I'm for the most part. So far. But there was some really funny goofs that I wanted to share with you. First of all, Louis Vuitton, they got to keep it real. These motherfuckers.
What is
wow,
this?
I really like the ratio. Perfect. Well, just how I like to view my videos.
What?
Okay.
TikTok's website is the worst. It's
Bro,
so
I
bad.
can't even full screen it.
I think you're like way zoomed in.
Stop!
Zoom out a
They're
little bit.
like, if you're not going to use our app, we're just not going to let you see
They
it.
shouldn't even have a...
It's going to be like unusable.
Yeah. That probably is their strategy.
Yeah.
So Louis Vuitton got, and I guess, I don't know that brand, Hermes? Do you know that brand?
Yeah, it's like high end.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton's got their own custom plywood, riot-proof plywood.
Say, why does it look so good?
Because it's Louis Vuitton. They're like, if you're getting
Virgil too.
If you're getting looted, I'm gonna look good in style, boy. I love it. Can you believe these motherfuckers? Hermes did it too.
They should write on it plywood in quotes.
I'll get all artistic. Yeah, I just thought that was so funny that they put up designer plywood. So shout out to Louis Vuitton for keeping it street, keeping it. I
mean, the experience, it's an experience. No matter what the experience is.
The looters are like, damn, nice. So that was good. Here's a little clip of some of the best that election past weeks had to offer. The Trump supporters have had some of them have had a hard time accepting the difficulty of the fact that Joe Biden's going to win. And, a lot of people have been saying there's fraud and all this. The thing is, there really is no evidence of that at all, right? And look, we're going to recount all the votes, so just chill out. We'll count out the votes, but anyway, so here they are outside. So here's Trump supporters outside Nevada, where they're tallying the votes, saying, count the votes. And here they are in Pennsylvania.
I think this was in Michigan, actually. The first might have been Arizona, actually.
Okay, well, but I guess you'd have been. In two different states.
In 2 different states, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop the votes. Count the votes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so the duality of man. Whatever, I mean, it's like...
That's everything.
It just kind of goes to show, just... Things are a little silly sometimes, aren't they? Let me watch that again.
Yeah, I want to watch it. Stop.
I mean, it's like, come on, guys.
Nobody likes me.
Do we want to count it or do we not want to count it? Because Trump tweeted last night, or I'm so blurred on time. I don't know if it was last night or the night before. He says, stop counting votes.
Yeah, he tweeted out, stop the count, and at the moment, if they had just dropped everything and stopped then, he lost. So it was like, are you sure? You sure you want that?
Stop!
Yeah, I saw that tweet and I just laughed out loud. I was just like, this. I didn't know how else to react. It's just funny.
Well, when he said that, it was kind of he was in a better position. Now it's like all over. But
yeah.
Tuesday night, I thought a lot of people was like, oh, he's going to win.
It was so scary to watch.
And I read that, it's funny. Everyone was saying, the pollsters are one thing because everybody in the polls was like, oh, it's going to be a blowout. The Las Vegas odds guys, that's the real place to look. Because after Tuesday night, Trump had a 75% chance to win.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, everybody always talks about how the Vegas bet stuff is what you should pay attention to, but
well, I'm kind of being a little facetious.
no, but a lot of people say that unironically, and I don't really get it because it's much more just
they want to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that it flipped to Trump 75% at one point just goes to show that it doesn't really know what it's talking about, right? Like, because that's
it's not infallible. It's just live odds.
But yeah, a lot of people cite it as like, don't pay attention to the polls, the betting markets. Where
Well, they're right. I think the pollsters lost a lot of fucking credibility after
sure
this
they
cycle.
did.
I'm so sick of these polls.
cares
Like,
about
just
the
go.
polls
Go.
anymore?
Here's a poll. None of us care about you. None of us like you. 100% responded. Told you to fuck
it's like,
off.
if you really want to know, you're just gonna have to like go travel the USA and see for yourself. I feel like, because every time we talk to people who do travel, they were like, "Oh no, this country is like half. There's like so many Trump."
When I talked with Andrew from All Gas,
Yeah,
No
that's
Brakes,
what I'm thinking.
He was like, "I think Trump's gonna win." 'Cause
Yeah.
everywhere I go outside of LA,
Yeah.
everyone's like Trump all day.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and we finally got the result. So, woman on. Oh, so here's this one was fucking phenomenal. Fox News been having a full meltdown, and a little back. You want to give the background on this because you seem pretty knowledgeable on Sharpie Gate. Before I watched the video,
You Dan?
Angela.
Dan,
You talking to me?
Dan.
Oh yeah, they're making this. They're making a big stink about Sharpies being handed out in Arizona, and I guess the conspiracy theory is that they purposely gave Sharpies to Trump-leaning areas so that it would bleed, the ink would bleed through, and therefore invalidate the ballot. But it turns out that not only is that like a completely regular thing in Arizona, it's like written into the rules, like the election rules of.
You can use a Sharpie.
You can use a Sharpie. Sharpie is totally fine. It's not a problem.
So this woman thought she stumbled upon this huge voting conspiracy because she was given a Sharpie. And this, as it unfolds, you will enjoy up until the very end.
You told our producer there was an issue with how poll workers told you to fill in your own ballot. What happened there?
So here in Arizona,
Look how
one of the
disgusted
biggest
Laura
issues
Ingraham
that we
is.
have right now
Watch.
is the use of a Sharpie pen
She
that
goes,
was used at the different polling places.
Oh, a Sharpie.
On the Democrats' own website here in Arizona, they actually say, do not use red ink or permanent marker because this may result in a false read by the ballot machines. So that comes from their own website. So when we showed up to polling stations, they only gave us Sharpie markers. I specifically said, I don't want to use a Sharpie marker. Do you have a regular pen? She said, no, I only have a Sharpie marker.
This is the level of by the way, this is the level of desperation that Fox News has been having these past 72 hours to try to cling on to any like narrative of fraud, or because they've been really desperate to push this whole fraud thing. And I guess Sharpie Gate is their, Sharpie Gate.
Such first world problems. I went to the poll and she only gave me a Sharpie. And I was like, can you give me anything else? And she was like,
look,
I only have a Sharpie.
If the Sharpie would make their vote invalid, then that's a big deal, but that's not.
Yeah.
Well, bring your own pen then if you care about it so much.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't expect to have to bring my own pen to vote.
I don't know. You expect them to have stuff for everyone? You know how many people are going to be there throughout the day?
How does that usually work? I haven't gone in person to vote in so long. Usually there's like I don't know.
Also, it's pandemic time.
Bring a fucking pen.
Bring your own pen.
You're right.
Leads through to the other side. She said, don't worry about it. We've been doing it all day. It's not a big deal. So we went ahead and used Sharpie markers. You run it through the machine at the end. When you get done voting, you run it through the machine at the end. And then what happens in Arizona is you can go to this website to track your ballot. And from what I have seen, and it's not just me, it's like I have groups of neighbors and friends that as well this has happened to. But what happens is now
that was
when you go to check our ballot,
yeah, it was choreographed.
it says that it is like for me, personally, it says I'm not even a registered voter now. And a lot of people, it says that
Sharpie Gate, unregistered to vote.
It hasn't been read, it hasn't been counted, it doesn't exist.
Okay, wait a second. And all those people behind you, did they have similar issues?
Yeah.
That's the best thing ever. It's like a Jacoby and Meyer lawyer. Like, we will, if you are in a Sharpie accident, call us at Sharpie and Meyer, 1-800-Sharpie Gate.
But what happens is
love how they float in there.
To check our ballot,
we got our girls back. Sharpie Gate.
It says that it is like for me personally, it says I'm not even a registered voter now.
The Sharpie unregistered to vote.
Wow.
Ay, ay, ay,
Here,
ay,
I just
ay,
found.
ay.
So this was in Maricopa County, which is where Phoenix is in Arizona, and it actually turns out I didn't even know this until I just checked right now. The manufacturer of the ballot machines, the tabulation machines, the documentation on those machines says the preferred way to mark a ballot is with a Sharpie.
Sharpie gates. You know, you gotta love these conspiracy theories because it's like
Got him.
because everywhere it's like Sharpies are fine. The poll worker's like Sharpie is fine. That manufacturer's like Sharpie is preferred. And meanwhile, she's still on Fox News. Like, this is a news network. You can't fact check the whole Sharpie thing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but no, they got to make it a national outrage that her and all of her fucking third cousins. You know what I mean? We're given Sharpies, which is what the manufacturer recommends. This guy has no face.
I don't know. To me, it's like I come from Israel. That
He's
is
got no
weird.
face. Where's your
goes
face?
in.
Yeah. The mask creates some interesting
Oh, you know what it
contrast.
is? It's like the huge chin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
just
pretty funny. I mean, it's just kind of funny. What were we saying about Israel, Hila?
It's just funny to me because coming from Israel, it's like no one's gonna have anything for you. You think you're gonna be going there and be like, "Hey, give me a pen, please," and you're lucky if anyone will even offer you a Sharpie or anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just so funny to me. It's
That's
like,
interesting.
she only had a Sharpie and I wanted a pen. So,
Well, it's even beyond that because you're supposed to use a Sharpie. And the lady told her that. Okay. How about I think we all know BBQ, beer, and Freedom Man, but if not, let's enjoy.
As I mentioned, we are not prepared to give that number.
The Biden crime family stealing the election. The media is covering up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering it up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering up.
Can I point out something about this guy?
yeah.
Freedom comes last. BBQ and beer
He's
first.
got his priorities straight,
Yeah.
brother.
BBQ first. Damn it. I don't care if I'm living in Nazi Germany as long as I can have my barbecue. And then my beer. And then Freedom is third.
I love the mask on the chin vibe.
Yeah, that's some good spreading vibes right there. That's good spread energy.
The media is covering up. We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden is covering up this election. He's stealing it.
Thank you. I'm out. Peace.
He leaves so willing.
Where were we? What was the last question?
You know, this is, you know what this is? This is the whole like triggered libtard thing of like the girl like,
I've been trying to make this argument
is
for like
him.
the last year that the whole script is flipped. These are the SJWs now.
dude, you're such a little triggered boy. Like,
Saying he looks like Gus Johnson's
yeah, Gus.
dad.
Well, Gus actually made a video with the barbecue beer.
Oh, did he
Freedom.
really? That's
Yeah.
perfect.
That's so funny.
Because he's like, everyone was, I guess, was telling him that. We want our freedom and our barbecue and our beer. You can take my rights, but you cannot take my barbecue.